Yo, what's going on guys? Ian77 here. In today's video we're going to be going over the replays that got me top 9 in the world this season. And yeah, the video will be all replays today just because I didn't feel comfortable recording all of my games live during the season finale, but maybe next season I'll try to get the games live even for the last few games of the season. And yeah, so we're up against Molite here. He's going to go Graveyard right away. This is a pretty difficult matchup, Splash Yard versus Hog, but I would definitely say Archer Queen is going to be a lot better for us than Firecracker would have been, just because it's really good against the Baby Dragon. And he's going to Queen at the bridge here with a Barb Barrel, and he's going to get some damage here, but honestly it's fine. It's fine by me because he's getting all that chip damage in the opposite lane of me, and he usually would prefer to go same lane as the Hog player when he's using Splash Yard. And yeah, I was already calling the early GG because I was pretty sure that I wouldn't beat someone as good as Mo in this matchup, but you guys will see how it ends. And yeah, I was just going with Queen's High here, just expecting that he had Poison in this variant, but he ended up actually having Fireball, so I didn't need to go with Queen's that high, but it's always better to be safe. And we're going to get a Bomb Tower off here just to tank for the Baby Dragon a bit and do some work against the Graveyard. Bomb Tower is pretty nice against Graveyard over Tesla because it gets good splash against the Skellies. And also we're going to get some nice Fire Spirit chip there because Fire Spirit is really annoying for them to deal with if they don't have like the perfect stuff in cycle. And no matter what they use on your Fire Spirit, it's going to be a negative elixir trade. And we're just going to Queen in the middle right there just so it only takes 2 shots to kill the Goblin Cage, and also so that the tower wasn't targeting it while it was shooting the cage. Yeah, we're going to force him to spend a lot there. And we're actually going to Hog here like in a strange position just so that he couldn't set up a Graveyard push or something there, and also playing it farther in the back allowed us to need to cycle less cards to get to a second Hog Rider. So now we're already back to a Hog Rider almost. He does have like 2 really good Hog counters though, so it's kind of hard to get too much Hog chip damage. We're gonna get a really nice Archer Queen off here though. He's gonna have to spend a Baby Dragon and Fireball, but the Queen is still gonna get a couple shots if he leaves it unattended. So he's gonna have to actually spend like 11 elixir on that 5 elixir Queen plus the 1 elixir ability. And we're gonna Hog here just because I was expecting him to go with a Graveyard. Yeah, and then we're gonna get like I think 2 Hog shots. Yeah, that's really good for us. Sometimes it can be a really good play to like go aggressive with your Hog right as they make a big push. But you have to calculate it very well though, because sometimes if you do it at the wrong time, it can also just make you lose your tower. And yeah, the Queen is really good just to block up the lane against their pushes, because you can't really push well in the left lane since I keep blocking the lane up with the Queens. And also Bomb Tower is definitely also a really good counter to enemy Queens if you don't have your Knight in cycle or just want to save your Knight for something else. And we're gonna get an EQ off here just because I knew that we can block the bridges pretty well with Queens and stuff, so I was pretty confident in our defense. We're gonna get a nice Bomb Tower here as well, a nice Fire Spirit to distract that Queen. Even though we're up in damage here, we're gonna keep on being aggressive with our Hog Rider so that he can't fully focus on offense, otherwise that's just gonna be pretty bad for us. Okay, we're gonna get an EQ off here just because we need to keep up the chip damage, because he definitely can come back at this point because that Graveyard really thrives in triple elixir. So we're gonna get another EQ here because we were able to defend his units like right at the bridge, so we could just defend the Graveyards easily with like a Knight, Log, Skellies. And we're gonna get another really good Queen up high again. You can just see how much value our Queen is getting in this matchup. Yeah. And he's not really able to get any major chip damage. Like when you Knight Skellies Log, he can't really break through no matter what. Unless he can get the major way he can break through is like if he gets a lucky Queen or something, but we had really nice defense this game all around, so he wasn't really able to do much. And we're gonna get a Hog off here, and it's just barely gonna sneak through before he gets the cage down. That's gonna be GG. Alright, so hopping in the next match, we're going to be up against a giant graveyard player. So this matchup is pretty difficult, to be honest, but I feel like Queen is definitely better than Firecracker in this matchup because you can kind of you can like DPS their giants down a lot quicker with the Archer Queen over the Firecracker. The only somewhat troublesome thing is that we don't have Valkyrie, and Valkyrie helps a lot to kill all the graveyard skeletons. So we just went Hog first play, and he didn't have like any good counters in cycles, so we got a couple nice shots off. And we're just gonna Queen at the bridge and also get some skellies off here in a second just to DPS his giant down as quickly as possible. And this guy actually is using the Witch variant, which is slightly easier than the one with like Snowball and all that, but you can definitely beat the Snowball one too. It's just like really hard to. Now we're gonna have a pretty clean defense here. His witch actually will be slightly annoying in this matchup because we don't have a Valkyrie just to place right on top of it. But having the witch in this deck makes him have kind of an awkward cycle, so we can definitely get some good hog chip damage and all that stuff. And yeah, Fire Spirit just getting so much chip damage for us. I feel like Fire Spirit's a lot better than Ice Spirit when you're using the Archer Queen variant, because you always, it's like really good for taking out like swarms and stuff. Because like when you have no Firecracker, you kind of just need that answer to kill swarm units like bats or like minion horde. And we're also gonna get like a really nice prediction log on that Skarmy there. It wasn't like super early, but it got the job done, and we took actually like most of his tower already. So like on paper they have like a pretty decent matchup against us, but you can when they have like this version, you can get them into bad cycles really easily. So that's kind of how you want to win. You just want to get them into really weird cycles to where they can't really do much against your hogs and whatnot. And you can fireball arrows down our queen, but I'm not really too worried about that because I know that we can probably just cycle back to another queen pretty quickly if he does do that. And yeah, he's gonna graveyard, but once you're up in damage in this matchup, it's not that hard to maintain your lead because you can just EQ log their graveyards and survive for the most part. It is gonna get a bit close at the end just because we have no Valkyrie or something to splash everything down, but pretty solid defense this game, and you can kind of see how this matchup should be played. GG. Alright, so the next match is going to be against Remy Eli. He has Miner, Wall Breakers, Magic Archer, Tornado, which is honestly a pretty difficult matchup, but I feel like Queen definitely helps here a lot over Firecracker because you can sometimes get some incidental Queen chip damage if you catch them in a weird cycle. Or you just have to pray that they miss a tornado or something of that sort. I'm just gonna Queen here to block his Spear Goblins, because I know he's at least gonna have to spend an extra 4 elixir to kill that Queen. Either like a Fireball or a Valkyrie. And yeah, he's just gonna Fireball. Did use the ability a second later than I should have, but I was kind of expecting him to use a Valkyrie. I noticed that I never really play my Knights on defense against his Miners, because that's just giving him a free Magic Archer, so it's always best to just use your Skelly's Fire Spirit log to kill his Miner, Wall Breakers, pushes, or a Bomb Tower if you have to. And you can always just EQ cycle them out little by little, but sometimes it is hard to compete with the Miner chip damage when they start fireballing as well. Fire Spirit is also really helpful in this matchup because he always has to make a negative elixir trade against using like Spear Goblins or Wall Breakers on defense. He's actually gonna miss a Fireball here, but honestly, since we already wasted the Queen ability, it's not really gonna make too much of a difference for him. But we did force him to spend a couple extra elixir. And we did Hog here, just hoping that he would have spent like a Valkyrie or something in the right lane, but he ended up just being patient with his elixir, so we got a bomb tower to finish off both things. And we are actually down in damage early on, but we're not looking too bad even in double elixir. And I actually hogged in that lane because Remy Eli often tries to magic archer your skeletons, so I was just doing that just as a precautionary thing in case he magic archered the bridge. And we're gonna hog here again and get a nice earthquake off, but the bomb tower will always shut the hog down, even if you earthquake it, so it's more just for chip damage rather than actually having a chance at breaking through. And I'm actually gonna knight here just because I didn't really want to take any chip damage at this point. And we are gonna get a nice queen ability off to force him to waste some extra elixir. And he is actually gonna magic archer, but we kind of predicted that, so we didn't really get too much value for him. And yeah, we are catching up little slowly but surely. And yeah, we just got him to waste both of his 2 elixir cards there on the right lane, so we couldn't do anything about the fire spirit, and that put us right back in the lead here. And we are actually slowly chipping down his king tower as well, so pretty soon here he won't even be able to nado our hogs normally to his king tower. And sometimes you have to be careful about using your knight on their magic archers if they have nado in cycle, but I knew he just wasted it there, so I wasn't really worried. And the tower actually started targeting the hog here instead of the queen, so our queen actually got really good value there, and we got like a hog hit as well, so that's really nice for us. And yeah, we're always forcing him to spend so much elixir on those fire spirits. He's having to waste like a Valkyrie there, and at least like 2 elixir every time. And we're just gonna bomb tower here. Just block up the lane, and even if he fireballs it, that's 4 elixir, and it still won't fully kill it. And yeah, as I said in previous videos, it's always good to chip down their king tower with your earthquake and not only their normal tower, just so they can't pull your hog there as freely. And I'm gonna knight here just because it's later in the game, but he actually gets a really good nado magic archer off. I wasn't expecting that at all, so he got some good chip there, unfortunately. And he is actually gonna miss a bomb tower. That's kind of where the game turned. It would have been really close if he hadn't missed that. And we are gonna predict his miner with skeletons, but he did get off a nice nado there, so it's really on the wire here. He's gonna get a magic archer off, but he didn't actually have nado in cycle to line it up, and we actually ended up winning by just a few hundred HP. Alright, so the next match is we're up against Viper in a hog versus hog mirror match. This matchup honestly isn't as good as it looks, because once you face players as good as Viper, they really just know how to play this matchup like perfectly, and they can kind of just rocket cycle you if they play well enough on defense. So it's not too easy, but honestly having queen in this matchup helps a lot over Firecracker again, because you can just apply more pressure when they start trying to rocket cycle you. And we're gonna get some Skelly's log. We're gonna get Skelly's log off on his hog rider, but it's looking pretty good for us here because we forced him to spend those extra goblins and ice spirit there on the queen. And we're gonna force out some elixir with the fire spirit. Honestly, I could have hogged at 0 elixir right here to get good chip damage, but I just wanted to be a bit patient because I knew he might also try to hog in the other lane to apply pressure. So yeah, we're just gonna hog here. He's also gonna have a hog here at the same time, but we got off 1 hog hit before he could nado. And yeah, we're looking pretty good. You always want to be up in damage in a matchup like this in single elixir, because later on when they start rocket cycling, you can't really keep up with your earthquakes, but if you're already up a bit of damage, you can do just fine. I'm just going to put a queen in the middle there. Don't want to put it behind our king tower, because then it would just be a free rocket for him, but yeah, looking pretty good for us. Yeah, and he had a really nice ice spirit goblins, and he also predicted the log on our skeletons there, so he's actually going to get a lot of chip damage, which is putting us in not the best spot. I was already thinking it was game just because I knew I had to be up a lot of damage. Alright, so we're just gonna queen at the bridge here just to apply some pressure, force him to not rocket cycle right away. He's gonna try to defend with a Valkyrie, but when you get a log off on their Valkyrie, your queen will still get good chip damage. And yeah, we just barely managed to get a couple queen shots, which is really gonna turn the tide of the game here. He's gonna outcycle our bomb tower, but that's just gonna happen sometimes because he's getting a positive elixir trade every time by nadoing our hog, so that's just what we have to do sometimes, but it's fine for me. And we're gonna keep up the chip damage using the EQ on his king tower and princess tower. And we're gonna apply some pressure with the queen here once again. I think he is gonna defend pretty well with a Valkyrie though, yeah. But as long as we keep up the pressure, we should be looking okay here. And Hog gonna score, yeah, Hog gonna score one massive hit right there. That's really helpful for us here. Gonna log away his goblins, but he has a Valkyrie back in cycle. I'm just gonna try to EQ cycle here. We need like 3 more EQs to win this one. Yeah. I'm gonna hog again so that we force him to like waste his nado on defense, hopefully. But he's gonna get some nice goblins early, so he didn't need to use the nado. But the thing is, he needs nado, rocket, and a log to finish off our tower, and he just wasted his log on defense. So we're gonna have a nice win here. And he actually did end up missing the rocket. Alright, so hopping into the final game, we're up against YOLO here. He's using MK Ram Rider Lightning. I did show this matchup kind of a lot recently, but it's honestly this deck was just everywhere at top ladder this season, so I feel like it's good to show it. And we're just gonna cycle a knight here and not really worry about his bandit right away because we wanna get a nice king activation off of it. Yeah. This matchup isn't actually too easy. It's somewhat difficult, especially when they have snowball, but if you get your king tower activated really early, that'll put you in a great spot. And we're just gonna bomb tower early because I know even if he goes with like a ram rider or something, we can just defend that with like a queen log or knight log. His queen is gonna get some good chip damage for him though. I didn't really want to overcommit on a knight or something because I knew that then I wouldn't be able to defend his mega knight very well. And he is gonna snowball on the queen with an electro spirit, but yeah, we caught him when he was really low elixir, so he didn't have enough to ram rider on that hog rider, and we're gonna score like 3 hog hits. Yeah, you definitely always want to go opposite lane in this matchup if you can help it. Sometimes you're forced to go same lane, but it's definitely a lot harder when you have to do that. Because queen, like when you have to play queen on defense in the same lane, that just gives them like free lightning damage every time. And yeah, we're gonna set up with a pre-bomb tower here just because it's really awkward for us when they go with the queen in the back. So if we put our own queen in the back, then he's just gonna get like a free lightning, and if we put like a knight or something, they can just like mega knight in front, and it's pretty annoying for us. And we have a bit of a weird hand here, so we're just gonna probably earthquake here. Yeah, I'm gonna get a fire spirit off, predicting that he would play his ghost in the back at that exact time. I'm gonna get a high queen off here as well. Alright, so we're just gonna queen ability here, finish off his ghost, and get a bit of chip damage on his MK. He's gonna pressure with the queen opposite lane, so we're forced to use a bomb tower, kind of annoyingly, but we didn't really have much of a choice. But yeah, in double elixir, it's not too bad either, because you can just cycle multiple bomb towers, so even though we had to waste it on his queen, it doesn't really matter. And the king tower just helping out so much here in defending his ram riders, especially. Alright, so we're gonna hog here because I knew he didn't have ram rider in cycle or snowball. And yeah, we got one really nice hog hit here. And we are always gonna go with queen high just to not give him any tower plus queen value. So that would just be giving him free chip damage. And yeah, don't be afraid to use your bomb tower just like to defend their Mega Knights and Queens and stuff like that, because you're not gonna have too many responses to that, so you can't always save your Bomb Tower for their Ram Rider. Sometimes it's better to use your Bomb Tower on like their Queen or like Mega Knight, and then use your like, I don't know, like something else on the Ram Rider. Alright. So he's creating good double lane pressure, so it is getting a bit sketchy, but the Bomb Tower just carrying once again here, finishing off the Bandit as well. And King Tower is also really nice here, because sometimes you have to like, you can't like over defend all the time, because sometimes you need to like save your knight, so you can't always use it on like the Ghost or something earlier on. But honestly, in like double elixir, you can just do whatever you want, and just as long as you have like proper defense going for you, you can like kind of just use your knight and Bomb Tower and all that pretty freely here. You just want to like stack Bomb Towers, stack knights, stack everything really. Because no matter how much they spam, the Bomb Tower is always going to get a lot of splash damage on all their units. And he's going to MK in the back, and we're just going to set up with a high Bomb Tower. I don't really care too much that it was placed weirdly, because we kind of have to cycle multiple Bomb Towers, so yeah, and our Bomb Tower actually is luckily going to target the Queen, so that's really good for us here. Yeah, it's basically dead. We just need to like get like a tiny bit of damage off on it, and it should be dead. So we're just gonna EQ here. It was a bit of an awkward EQ, but we didn't really have much of a choice. And yeah, the King Tower just helping so much once again. You can't really break through once you get that off. Alright, thank you guys for watching my season finale games to get my top 9 finish. Hope you guys enjoy, and make sure to like and subscribe for more. Bye!